Hi and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Play Dwarf Fortress with Mr. Antis. Or more appropriately, Let's Fail. I had some recording trouble, so you guys missed a little bit of digging. That's no big deal. And I also set up 2 new stockpiles. Well, I set up one and removed one again because I wanted to show you how to set up a proper custom specialized stockpile. And what you do is you hit P for stockpile, then you hit C for custom stockpile and T for settings. And what you do is if you just want one type of item, you disable everything, then you go into the category you want, you enable it with the E key, and then you hit B for block all, and you just scroll over and you can go into each and every category and toggle them with the enter key, or you can select a category, a subcategory, and hit P for permit or F for forbid. And down in the corner, if you can see my marker, you have for prepared food. If you want to only have prepared foods, only have cooked foods, that is finished meals, you hit this one and leave everything else disabled. And that's very useful, and we're going to make one of those too, but right now we are going to make a seed stockpile. So I'm going to hit escape, and then I'm just going to mark out the squares here, and voila, we now have a stockpile that will only accept seeds. Due to my recording glitch, you also missed me placing the still. Placing a still is just hit the B for build, W for workshop, and you can scroll with the plus and minus keys, and you have all these workshops. You can just select still. It's the L key, if I remember correctly. Yes. You can also hit the L key if you're good at remembering hotkeys. This game's basically built around hotkeys, so don't be surprised if there's a hotkey for everything, because there almost always is. And we're going to resume, and hopefully they'll dig out the last tile of they're going to dig out the last tile of that wine cellar I made. They're digging out the stairs. That's good. Got to check upstairs. Yes. They're not done digging that stuff out, but we are going to designate some more channeling. We do have to channel where the trees were. So we're just going to dig away at that. There we go. They'll dutifully do that as well. That's excellent. I really wish they had removed that one. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Do be careful. For some reason I didn't want to dig out that last piece. Another thing we're going to do is construct a kitchen. And a kitchen is a kind of workshop, so again, build menu, workshops, and we are going to do the kitchen. Hotkey said, but I never use that. And we are starting to get some stone, so we're going to use clay stone. Yes, there you can see we have stones. Not much yet. What's this stuff? Remember to exit the build menu entirely before hitting K. Claystone and kaolinite. Kaolinite is a red, fairly nice mineral. I actually like it a lot. Makes for nice red doors. Especially in grey areas like this, it's nice to have some colored items, but that's just me. and everything is growing nicely. Here we have our quarry bushes, plump helmets, and I am going to set this one up for I'm not certain. I'm gonna need pigtails and sweet pods before I need wheat. I don't have a mill. I can't build a mill until I have a water wheel or a windmill or something like that. So pigtail is for thread, but you can also make ale from it. And sweet pods make rum and sugar at the mill, or syrup if you process it to barrel. So sweet pods are useful, and so is pigtail. Unfortunately, sweet pods can only be grown in the spring and summer, but we are going to set up some sweet pods. Like so. A, B, C. You can see you can't. Now what I could do is run dimple cups the rest of the years. But you're penalized for having multiple crops on the same field. So right now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let them be fallow when I'm not using them. And the next one I want is pigtail. And pigtails can't be grown in spring. They can be grown in the summer, and they can be grown in the autumn, but not the winter. Only dimple cups and plump helmets can be grown then. And I don't need dimple cups yet. When I do need dimple cups, I am going to grow them in the off seasons on the other fields. I'm not gonna set up a separate field for that, because you don't need that much. Cave wheat is a different story. You need quite a bit of it, so it's gonna get its own field, but later on. Because right now you can't do anything except make beer at the still, which is good. Dwarves likes beer. And there you have it. Our farming is nearing completion. I did some alterations. I de-designated the doorways to this, because basically I want this other stuff finished first. And I have my brewery set up here. My brewery is going to be enlarged after a while, but it's not going to happen until I have a dedicated brewer. You can brew a lot of brew in a single brewery, so much in fact that you need a lot of dwarves before you need to expand. I'm gonna have to have a lot more farmers until that happens, but I was also going to have farmer workshops and milk, animal extract storage, meat, that kind of thing, and it doesn't fit over here. It really doesn't. So what I was thinking of doing is designate and remove this and rethink my plan. Alright, I'm back and I have rethunk my plan and digged it out some. I'm sorry I let you guys miss it, but I just had to. I was having multiple false starts, and we're about ready to start designating workshops and storage piles. I also designated where the stairs on the other side of the river is going to go, and we are going to have the painful experience of having to redesignate damp tiles. But that's okay. But we're ready to make some stockpiles, and we're going to make custom stockpiles food related ones. Just gonna forbid that, and add the alcohol, the beverages there, and we are going to customize yet again. Settings, and this time we're going to forbid that one, and ooh, I had to figure out where milk is. Well, we're going to enable permit extracts, and leaves, and drinks, animal drinks. Oh, those belong in the other stockpile. Where are you, milk? Oh, there it is. We're gonna enable milk. Oh, I forgot. I also want to enable cheese. So I'm gonna head out. If you forget to enable something, you can always just go out to the main, hit Q, select it, and hit S for settings. Then you can go back in, and we are going to enable cheese. Because we're going to make cheese from these workshops as well. The other stockpile here is for wool and stuff. So I'm just gonna do this, settings, and we're not going to have animals in here. What we are going to have is cloth related, and that's thread, fiber thread, and yarn. And I'm going to disable cloth. This is actually kind of temporary, by all means. And then I'm going to dig out another area because we have eggs. So I'm going to make an egg storage. I want eggs to be close because I want those to be cooked first, always. So I'm just gonna make a very small egg storage, and we are going to make a meat storage. We are going to enable meat and fish. Not unprepared. I'm going to make another stockpile for that. Then we're going to forbid all this other stuff. Milled plant. No, that's going to be next to the miller. There we go. It's pretty big stockpile there. And build some workshop. Build workshop. And what we need is a butcher's shop. And we are going to need a tanner's shop. I do not put any leather storage in the tanner's shop because there's only one leather per animal usually, so it doesn't pile up as fast. And another thing we're going to build is farmers' workshops. And yes, I'm going to have 2 of them. There we go, and we are getting ready to start butchering stuff, which is neat. Well, let's just hope they'll dig this stuff out. designate again. You are going to dig that damp stone out. Oop, it's ready. And it's going to be a custom again. And this time we're going to forbid everything except eggs. Done. Oops. It'll remember the last settings you used, so it's not a big deal. Now what I have to do now, because I have a food stockpile up here, is to change the settings, and I'm going to disable everything. Nothing is allowed in this stockpile. And that's going to tell them to keep digging. I still find damp stone all over the place right now. Keep digging. It's painful to dig through wet stuff. And we are going to make a refuse stockpile, and we're going to make it inside. And the reason for this is I want bones and stuff like that. So we're going to go into refuse, and we're going to bring corpses, body parts, skulls, bones, shells, teeth, horns, hooves. They're not going to put fresh rawhide into here. I'm going to disable that. Rotten rawhide is fine. I'm going to forbid item types. What I do want in here is corpses. They're gonna stink, but actually I don't want corpses. We want that in an outside, but we do want body parts. We want skulls, bones, shells, teeth, horns, and hair and wool. No, thank you. We don't want it in there. I don't want anyone to go in there and fetch something that doesn't stink. That's the basic idea, at least. So there we go. And there's a lot of workshops waiting for building here, and we're gonna check what we have in this stockpile. Plum helmets, hydroot, bloated tuber. Oh, that's nice. There's another thing we're gonna set up in some of these stockpiles. I don't want barrels in them. This one can have a barrel. This one is drinks. That one needs barrels. That one needs barrels. This one does not need barrels. And I'm just gonna go over the settings of these and set them up properly, because we don't want barrels getting filled up with refuse and stuff. Barrels are valuables. So I'm gonna pause the recording for a little bit, and I'll be back once I've set that up. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see I have designated some more digging. I finally got through the river. I've fixed all the workshops, and I allowed them to start digging out these storage piles, and this is going to be a big eating hall, a chow hall basically, and a temporary dormitory. This is going to be changed later, The walls here are rough-hewn diorite, and I'm hoping that this is the material that goes all the way around here, because that would be nice. Not that diorite is particularly valuable. I don't think so, at least. I can check if it can be made into anything. Oops, you're not supposed to see that. It's no big deal, it's just episode 1 being uploaded. Mineshaft. Let's do a search. Diorite. This is the magma wiki. Very useful to be able to check what stuff is. It's an intrusive stone, can form layers, so we are likely to be able to build our eating hole entirely out of diorite. Smooth it and engrave it. It's color uniform. Dark gray area, occasional gold veins and small gem clusters. So yeah, by all accounts there will this will be a fairly easy material to work with. And I don't think it's economic. No, it's used for stone crafting construction, so it's a perfect material for our fortress. I'm happy about that. So yes, this is going to be an eating hall, and there's going to be stockpiles down here for food and drink. I'm also going to channel out from above, kind of like I did with oh, that reminds me, I have to not mine this out. Because I had to do this from the top. I want a 2-story tall dining hall kind of thing. I think I can safely remove a floor later on. So, well, we are going to find out. I can always let the floor fall down on what's below, as long as I haven't built anything down there. It's faster to dig it out, at least. So this is how we're going to do it. Yes, it is. I'm also going to designate the removal of these walls. Remove ramps. There we go. And somebody's going to pick that plant up. So then I'm going to build plots. Build plot. So I know, no mud soul. I'm not going to seed them just yet. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. We found a cavern. Bad news, guys. Very, very bad news. Designate, remove designation. We don't want this. We really don't want this. So what I'm gonna do is build a construction. Build, construct, wall. And that's gold. And we're gonna make it out of diorite. And since there's no more digging to do, I hope they're going to do this straight away. Yes. Right, we managed to seal off Oh no, oh no. That's not good. Oh, that's really not good. That's tall. Oh no, I'm always at the top. There's a big cave system right below us. As you can see. Not good at all. So our fortress is going to be pretty shallow. What kind of material is this? Kaolinite, claystone. This one's more uniform. There it is. I don't think we can go any further down than this. No, we can't. This is going to give us such a headache. Such a headache. Alright, I'm gonna designate an up-down stairway. Alright. And an up stairway here. And this, I guess this is going to be our dining hall then. Because it's going to be full of creepy crawlies everywhere else. So. Three by 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a 4 by 4. Yeah, it's 4 by 4 is perfect. 4 by 4 and another 4 by 4. This will allow me 3 rows. But I want some pillars as well. Takes 4. And I want some pillars. 1, 2, 3, more chairs. I need a hallway to move in. What I'm doing right now is just counting out. Imagine this as a row of tables. 2 tables and 2 chairs. And you'll have that all the way over like so. And then we're going to have the same way over here. And I wanted some columns. And as you can see, that doesn't really work in this case. I can't have columns here. So what I do need then is to add a layer, another layer, and let's add 2 layers. Because this is just the beginning. So I'm kind of just moving everything over to the side a bit. Okay, and then we're gonna X out again. No, actually I want 2 to each side. So this is going to be our table row. No, I didn't want it there. There we go. Just gonna mark this again. Move that marker. And then I can put columns here. To a column, to a column, to a column. Oops, a column. And then I'm just gonna redesignate. There we go. And I wanted a space of 2 so that I don't have to step on other people's chairs. Like so. Of course I have to designate this for mining. This is where my tables go. And I'll let them dig this out, and we'll see what happens. One thing that is certain is that there's going to be a hallway over here. This is the main entrance to the dining hall. Using the mouse for this is kinda no, but it'll do. Now what every fashionable dwarf will tell you is that it's good to live close to the feeding quarters, meeting hall thingy. And this area is going to be our alcohol beverage stockpile. So I'm gonna designate it. That was too much. Yes, I think this is how we're going to do it. We'll get these columns, we'll get chairs and tables, all that jazz. It's going to be fine. This was a real bummer. But we have to work with what we have and not what we want. So therefore, we'll just have to get on with it. Another thing that I wanted to do was to start moving on some wood industry. Sorry about that noise. It's my phone acting up. And yeah, cave flora has started to grow in our areas. That's not good. It's not good at all. But they're digging this out, and that's fine. So I'm just gonna set up some workshops, and this time I'm gonna set up a carpenter. So we have to mine that out. And if you have a carpenter, you need a furniture stockpile. You need a wood stockpile on one hand and a furniture stockpile on the other. So we're going to make out room for a carpenter, like so, and right next to it we're going to make a fairly large wood stockpile, like so. Gonna have double doors. And then on this side we're going to put all the empty barrels and stuff. There we go. Because we're gonna make lots and lots of furniture. And I'm just gonna check what kind of minerals we have the most of. Stone. It doesn't say what we have. Stocks. Where are you? Stone. Stone. I have some gems. It doesn't say what kind of stone I have. And my broker hasn't been designated yet, so once this is dug out, I'm gonna put up some offices so that my noble can finally be put up as a there. That should help somewhat, even though it's going to be very, very unexact. Oh, there's a lot of gems and stuff here. Well, my dining hall is going to be multicolored. There's nothing I can do about that, so I'll just leave it. I was really hoping for this gray stuff. It forms nice whole layers, but it would have been multicolored down here too. There's a lot of gold. And this stuff. Kaolinite. Oh yes, I like that. Gonna give my dwarf some color. Oh, that's a deep pit. Really deep. Okay, I've designated for some wood industry. And I also need to designate stone industry. My craft dwarf is there, but I'm also going to need a mason shop. And he's going to have a specialized stone stockpile. And this is to prevent him from using other materials than those I want. For instance, in the beginning here now, I'm going to want to have quite a few red doors, just liven the place up a bit. Unfortunately for me, my miners are way too busy to be doing anything. And my woodcutters are also very, very busy. Plants are being gathered. So, gonna build a plot. Another plot. As it is right now, we have far too little food. And we have too little drink. Build plot. Oh yeah, you can't build on that, so they had to remove it first. And everyone's super busy. And very soon I'm going to be building a wall. This time is running. Time is running out for me. This isn't good. There's too much to do and too few dwarves to do it. But it's always like that in the beginning. What kind of stuff do we have here? Hide roots, fresh berries, hide root, strawberries, wild strawberries, ashen barrel. Wait a minute. I don't want that plot to have any barrels. Nor that one. So what is this stuff? Rope, thread. This is finished goods. Red term lines. Yeah. As soon as I get a carpenter shop, I'm gonna start making some barrels. We're just gonna brew some drink. I think I have a couple of free barrels, so oh, I haven't reserved any. I'm gonna reserve 5 bins and 5 barrels. Done. That's important, otherwise you'll be constantly out of barrels, because there's tons and tons and tons of stuff that can be stored in a barrel to save space, including seeds, and you can see that happening here. Here's a couple of barrels and they're filled with seeds, and this one doesn't have any seeds. That's a wasted barrel. I think maybe I should just put up a temporary workshop. Temporary carpenter shop up here. And I'm gonna redo some of the workshops later on. I'm gonna give them some nice floors. Tear them down, give them floors, and then so they get the color change, and then use some nice stone so they have a nice workspace. I have more than sufficient amounts of wood. So what I'm gonna do is going to dwarf therapist, and my engineer woodcutter mason is going to keep cutting wood, but my woodworker is not. He's going to focus on carpentry for a little while. Just enough to get a nice pile of wooden barrels going. But we need something to store food in.
It is now summer.
And it's already summer. Another thing I can do is that take my woodworker away from hauling and cleaning. Yeah, you lucky bastard. You don't get to clean up after yourself. We're gonna set up another refuse pile, I think. No, I'm gonna set up a dump. Because there's a lot of corpses out here. So there's gonna be a garbage dump. And then I am going to just remove some of these corpses. Just mark them for dumping. This one. There we go. Is this one built yet? Oh, it's already built. That was fast. Alright. I'm gonna make a couple of buckets and that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to do it this way. I'm going to go to Jobs, Manager, New Orders, because I want multiples of several different things. I want wooden buckets, and I want 3 of them, and I want wooden barrels, 10 of those. And then I want beds, and I want 10 of those. And no manager is going to go over there and give the order for me. Oh no, there's a bunch of flies. Yes, get him, cat. And soon we're going to see him. You can see it's already queued up. And soon we're going to see our carpenter, whatever he is being doing. Let's check. Engineer, this is holding. A woodworker is on a break. Okay. That's fair enough. We're just gonna check our units. There's some ducks and turkey hens. Let's just view how he feels. He's fairly content. She is fairly content. Slept uneasily due to noise. Yeah, that's the workshop and Dean and stuff. And she slept in the grass. And she's complaining about not having a chair to sit in and caught in the rain. But she is satisfied with work. She is flimsy and quick to tire, but very muscular. And clean shaven hair, just bald. Good feel for social relationships and stuff. Yeah, and she's calm, but she gets angry quickly. I'm not certain that's good in a carpenter, but hey, who knows? Hopefully we'll see some more orders be carried out. And the reason these are lying fallow now is because I don't have quarry bush seeds and I don't have plum helmet seeds right now. That'll rectify itself once once stuff is once brewing gets underway. But I have a ton of plants right now. So some of those should be cooked, so that people can get a good meal. I'm gonna make a couple of lavish meals once I get the brewery going. Have somebody picked up any eggs? I'm wondering if it's unavailable. I'm just gonna check my... Ah, the chickens can't get to it. Alright. What I'm gonna do then is go into I, and I'm gonna remove this zone. And then I'm going to make a new zone that overlaps it. Pen pasture, and I'm gonna reassign the chickens here. Because I have this egg storage down there, and it should have been full by now. The chickens lay a lot of eggs. They really do, but they do need a nest box to do it. So hopefully this will fix it. And straight away, nest box claimed. Has this thing been... It's built. So that's excellent. And I want to make stuff out of wood. And I'm going to make a wooden nest box. And I'm going to make another wooden nest box. And another one. I like to let my chickens have one each. And we are getting the damp stone located troubles. So this is damp. Of course I already knew that. This is such an annoyance. Alright, just designate this again. It helps to redesignate, because you're telling them to dig through it anyway. It's a safety precaution, mainly. Game's just telling you that there's water 1 tile away from this. Are you sure you want to dig it out? Because you could potentially flood your fortress if you're not careful. And you know that would be kind of kinda annoying, if you know what I mean. There we go. They don't complain about damp stone as long as they're not told to dig it out. They'll only complain if they're told to dig out something that they don't want to dig out. And as you can see, there's stuff growing here. There's shrubs. This is underground shrubs. And tower caps. That's actually wood. But we are going to have to pave this floor because it's going to grow over. It's going to be like a forest down here. That's what you get for hitting something you shouldn't hit. Let's see. There's a designation missing here. There we go. This was supposed to be my specialized stone. So I'm going to set up custom, and I'm going to go in here, enable stone, and then I'm going to block everything. I'm going to go into other stone, and I am going to look for that redstone we found, cobblestite. I'm only going to allow cobaltite in there. It was cobaltite we had, wasn't it? Nah, that's kaolinite. It pays to check up on stuff. P custom. We want other, and it's kaolinite, not cobaltite. Kimberlite, not cryolite, perlite. Kaolinite. Oh, there we go. And we're going to build a workshop, and it's going to be a mason's workshop. And I'm just going to build out of wood once again. It's not a big deal what I build it from. And I do wonder how stuff is going over here. He hasn't started yet. Check Dwarf Therapist and see what he's doing. What are you doing? Eating? Are you a pig? You're not supposed to eat, you're supposed to make doors. Well, you're not even supposed to make doors. You're supposed to make me happy. My farmers aren't watching their job either. Too busy gathering up more plants than we can handle. And something's wrong with this refuse pile. I think I had to allow corpses. And remains. No, wait, I don't want to allow corpses. Forbid corpse. I want corpses to be outside. Refuse. There we go. Settings. But not body parts. Skulls, bones, teeth, horns, hooves, and hair, wool. I don't want that. And I don't want fresh rawhide. Fresh rawhide, don't allow it to be stored anywhere. Force your dwarves to carry it directly to the tannery. Otherwise, it'll be carried to storage, and then the tanner will have to go to storage and fetch it. Instead of just going to the butcher shop, fetching it directly, and tanning it straight away. And I think I have designated too many plants. So I'm gonna undesignate some. That way they'll be finished soon. Soonish. Oh, that's a lot of plants. They'll never be able to do this in a decent time frame. So I'm gonna de-designate a whole pile of this as well. Strange. I don't want them to spend all their time picking berries. It's time to have them brew and cook. Right, the bucket's ready. but the furniture stockpile is not ready. I wonder what's holding it up. Well, it'll be dug out sooner or later. There we go. Nearly done. As soon as that's done, I'm gonna add a task, and I want doors. And I want lots of doors. There we go. Just gonna queue up. And I'm doing it directly because I want red doors. If I didn't care about what kind of doors, I'd generally just set it up as basically as possible. Basic as possible. And they're almost done digging. I don't have any animals to slaughter. And I don't have a fishery. So there won't be any fish. Jobs. Manager. Oh, the barrels are being made. And looks like I need to set up another brew order. Brew 20 drinks. And manager, I think I'm gonna make another 10 barrels. Carpenter's workshop. Since I have one upstairs, I can actually finish the carpenter workshop properly, and I do that by constructing a floor. I'm gonna go in here. This is actually blocked. There's a tile here that hasn't been dug out, so I'll have to wait a little bit longer. Build the plot. Just gonna build a plot over there, and one of these plots, I'll take this one, is going to have strawberries. Strawberries in the spring, in the spring strawberries, summer strawberries, another set of strawberries, and in the winter more strawberries. Strawberries make strawberry wine, and that's a nice brew, so we're gonna grow those. And I think the strawberries are actually edible raw, so it's a good crop. It's a good early game crop. And I think that's what my dwarves been eating lately, mostly, because I only have 9 food. And I don't have enough wealth, or known wealth, to actually attract any migrants. Alright, this is starting to get done. And we have to do something about all this stone. But first I'm going to designate, and I'm going to smooth some stone. And I'm going to smooth where the first tables are going to be sitting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm just going to smooth this out where the tables are. They won't smooth where there's objects already. So at some point those will have to be removed. But I'll allow them to smooth this first. Something for them to do. Because I'm gonna make tables, and I'm gonna make a lot of stuff out of kaolinite. That stuff's pretty. Doors firstly. And it looks like doors are being made. So we're gonna start to place some doors. Oh no, I have a claystone door. I didn't want claystone doors. Why did you bring claystone? Oh, that's the thing. There's no guarantee that you will get the kind of material that you want. Build, construct, and we're going to need a wall. I'm going to make it as wide as possible. And this is going to be claystone. I have tons of claystone. And these are going to be rough walls. I can make red kaolinite walls, but these are just going to wall off my farm. So claystone. Designate. Then I need to designate removal of some trees, because they're in the way. So heave at it, man. Remove those trees. Now you're brewing. Are you building me doors? Yes, you are. I want lots of doors. There we go. And the claystone walls is being put up. Barrels completed. Jobs manager. You have beds. More barrels and your queue, so that's fine. I'm gonna make a plot for wood, and I'm not gonna be particular about the wood. I just want to have some wood down here. And I'm going to build, construct. Oh, they can't do it yet. Okay. I'm going to have floors later on. And we are going to set a hotkey. But this area I'm going to have to visit it a lot. So we're going to go for hotkey 2, and its name is hall. It's going to be the hall. Zoom here. So whenever I press F2, I'll go here. Very, very, very useful. And you can see they're fetching stuff. Very handy. And we're going to put a stockpile here. And it's not going to accept anything except food. And we're going to block everything and enable prepared foods. Only prepared foods are going in there. And on the other side here, we are going to do the same thing, except this time there's only going to be alcohol and not prepared food. And in the case of prepared food, you do not want barrels and bins. You can store more without than you can with, because they stack up to 15, and that's more than a barrel can hold. So it's a good idea to do it this way. And we're going to go back down. Then we're going to enter the kitchen. And we're going to add a task. And I want someone to prepare a couple of lavish meals, so that we have some food stored down there. People go down there and they'll stay on break down there instead of going up here. And that's how we want it. But we're also going to set something up elsewhere on the kitchen. We don't want to cook our seeds. And I only want to brew with my plum helmets. My sweet pods are going to be brewed muck roots. You can cook those. Prickleberries, bloated tubers, muck roots. Wild strawberries are only for brewing. Longland grass, that's for brewing. Fisher berries, you can cook those. Rope reeds, do not cook. Dwarf nail, don't spend our booze on cooking. Strawberry wine is fine, but not the other. Fisherberry wine. Oh yeah, that's what you get for fisherberries. So we already have a stock of fisherberry wine, so we might as well plant those. Fisherberries, and fisherberries. I don't know the value of fisherberry wine, so I'm gonna go down into my stockpile and check. And this is rum. So basic value is 10, and fisherberry wine basic value 10, so it's the same as rum. Now the basic value of the barrel is 10. The rum is valued 6. Fisherberries value 14, so it's better than rum. Rum 4 is 8. I have 7. So it's 2 per, so it's a fairly low value brew. But it's the same value as rum, so yeah. We'll go fisherberry wine. Should go well with fish. But this is all I had time for today. So, until next time, I'm going to be signing off. And we'll hopefully start being able to fortify our location. But that will be for episode 3. Until then, laters.